over in the U.S. and 9% of today's flights were canceled in what may be the worst weather disruption on record. A winter storm dumped as much as 2 feet of snow on the eastern coast, leading to closed airports and grounded flights, and some pretty interesting pictures that we're getting from D.C.
It looked like everything thawed out there. I wonder if that's before the big storm hit.
Yeah.
Back-to-back storms have put the legislative menu on ice. Lindsay Arendt reports from a very, very snowed-in District of Columbia.
Well, the weather here has been absolutely frightful, brutal, in fact. The federal government, as a result, shut down for a third consecutive day. Very few restaurants open, very little subway service. People really hunkering down. And, of course, the irony is this was supposed to be a very active week in Washington, D.C., with each chamber of Congress hoping to get some business done before the President's Day recess, when they typically return home to their constituents and tout their accomplishments. But because of the snow, every single congressional hearing was canceled on Wednesday. We're talking about very important issues, including the Treasury Department's budget, starring Tim Geithner. He didn't have to show up. How to unwind the Fed's stimulus programs with Ben Bernanke. Hearings on Google's privacy issues in China. Hearings on systemic risk and oversight hearings on Toyota recalls. All of those hearings were canceled because of the weather. Now, you, of course, could argue that the weather offered an upside for some people, specifically Ben Bernanke and Tim Geithner. Some say they dodged a bullet. They didn't have to show up to withstand the brutal Q&A, the questioning that gets pretty nasty with these hearings. But it's not just the hearings that had to go on hold because of the snow. Votes as well, key votes. Senate Democrats wanted to pass an $80 billion jobs package by the end of this week, but because the weather kept so many lawmakers away from Washington, they did not have the numbers to hold a vote. So it's been postponed for at least 2 weeks. Similar fate for the House, which was slated to vote this week on a bill that would repeal the antitrust exemption for health insurers. That's been taken off the table again till lawmakers get back from their recess in and around February 22nd. In Washington, Lindsay Arendt, Bloomberg News.